Neovim, hyper-extensible Vim-based text editor. Agenda: text editor systems. Neovim history. Why Neovim? Neovim mode lifecycle. Getting started. Basic workflow, plugins, and configuration. Text editors. A text editor lets you create and modify plain text files, source code, configuration, notes directly at the keyboard. If you make a typo or a bad edit, most editors let you undo instantly and try again. Almost every developer spends a large part of their day inside some kind of text editor. Any engineer working from a terminal or over SSH benefits from a fast keyboard driven editor. Reaching for the mouse for every small edit doesn't scale. Modal and non-modal editors. A non-modal editor treats every keystroke as text input with separate keys or menus for commands. A modal editor like Neovim switches between distinct modes, so the same keys mean different things depending on context. Non-modal, Notepad, VS Code by default, menus and shortcuts. Modal, Neovim, Vim, Cocoon, AstroVim, LazyVim. Problems with mouse-driven editing. Single point of friction. Constantly moving a hand off the keyboard to reach for the mouse. Repetitive strain from relying on modifier key combinations for every basic action. Slower navigation through large files without efficient, composable text objects. Hard to script repetitive edits without leaving the editor entirely. Difficult to work efficiently over a laggy SSS session. With a GUI-heavy editor, misses out on a fully keyboard-driven terminal-native workflow. Neovim editing system. Configuration is written in Lua or Vim script and kept in a source or Git repository. Plugins are installed from remote registries like GitHub, managed by a plugin manager. Neovim exposes a rich API that plugins and external tools can drive over RPC, remote procedure call. Other similar editors: Vim, Emacs, Cocoon, AstroVim, LazyVim, PI. New Vim advantages: fully keyboard driven, so your hands rarely leave the home row. Speeds up editing with composable commands like D2W or CI double quote. Starts in milliseconds and runs comfortably over the slowest SSH connection. Makes configuration simple and consistent through a single init.lua file. Built-in LSP client gives modern auto completion, diagnostics, and go-to definition. Integrates well with Tmux, Git, and nearly every terminal-based tool. Everything is a buffer, almost. One huge benefit is that in Neovim, almost everything you interact with is a buffer. Terminals, file trees, and plugin windows all behave like ordinary editable buffers. Registers let you cut, copy, and paste between multiple locations at once. Marks and jumps make it fast to hop back and forth across a large file. A single running instance can hold dozens of buffers, windows, and tabs at once. Normal mode and insert mode. Normal mode: navigate and manipulate text without typing a single character. Insert mode: type text directly into the buffer, just like a typical editor. Init.lua. Minimal init.lua sets a few sane defaults for line numbers and indentation. Key maps and plugins. Here, a key map is defined and a plugin is declared for the lazy.envim plugin manager. History. Forked from Vim in 2014 by Thiago de Arruda, aiming to modernize its codebase and extensibility, introduced a built-in LSP client and tree-seater integration well before many other editors caught up. Exposes a first-class API over MHP RPC, letting any language drive or embed the editor. Adopted Lua as a first-class configuration and scripting language alongside VimScript. Now powers a large ecosystem of modern plugins and full IDE-like distributions such as LazyVim. Why Neovim? Speed starts instantly and stays responsive even on large files. Extensible. A real Lua API, not just an editor-specific scripting language. Modern tooling, built-in LSP, and tree-sitter for IDE, Integrated Development Environment, like features. Terminal native works identically locally over SSH or inside tmux. Huge ecosystem, thousands of community plugins and ready-made configurations. Free and open source, developed openly on GitHub. The init.lua. Init.lua lives in user's home directory .config nvim subfolder and is the first file new Vim loads on startup. Sets options, key maps, and loads any plugin manager you have chosen. Split across multiple files under Lua subfolder once a configuration grows large. Never hardcode secrets or machine-specific paths. Keep configs portable across machines. Neovim mode lifecycle. Default mode normal. IAO insert. Append. Next line O. Right. VV visual enter command. Neovim starts in normal mode, moves to insert to type text, visual to select it, or command mode to run an X command, then returns to normal. Getting started with Neovim. This leads us to the three keys you will reach for constantly. I, insert, enter insert mode to type text at cursor, escape, normal, return to normal mode to navigate and issue commands. WQ, save and quit, write the buffer to disk and exit Neovim. Basic workflow. Configure, install configure, practice, use often, usually, few times a week. Editing, saving and quitting. Some call edit, save and quit Neovim's everyday loop. Fast. Every keystroke responds instantly, even over a remote connection. Composable commands like CIW or DAP edit precisely without leaving normal mode. :W saves, :Q quits, and :WQ does both in a single command. Multiple buffers and windows let you work across several files at once. Supports many workflows, quick edits, full ID setups, remote pair programming. Works the same across every terminal, OS, and SSH session. Any questions? Thank you.